Chapter 16, Forever Home. The pain and chaos of the battle are gone. You no longer feel the fierce wind against your skin or the weight of the entity's oppressive power. Instead, you just feel peace. Your eyes flutter open and you sit up, surprised to find yourself not in the woods, but a wide open space. Fluffy clouds sparkling in the gorgeous morning sun. What happened? Where am I? Lila. The voice saying your name has been so long since you've heard it, but you'd know it anywhere. Mom? You spin, heart skipping a beat, to find her standing behind you, her lips curled in that gentle, loving smile you've missed so much. Hi, honey. Mom. I'm here too, Lila. You step back, startled by the sight of your grandmother and another woman who looks vaguely familiar. Nana. Yes, this is my mother.
Oh, hello, Lila. I'm Nancy, your great-grandmother.
Am I in heaven or something? Or something. But the last thing I remember was the entity attacking me, and I'm pretty sure I died. No, she wounded you badly, but her power was not enough to kill you.
Her attack knocked your soul out of your body, and now you're caught between the living world and this place.
But all of you are dead, so if this place isn't heaven, what is it? Purgatory. Purgatory is still dead. It is, and it isn't. It's complicated. Your heart stops as you remember the entity, what she was planning right before you jumped in front of her deadly blast. Oh God, Alexander and Skylar are still there. She'll kill... Your grandmother brushes her hands up and down your arms, calming you. It's all right, Lila. They're fine.
As the last of our bloodline, your death, for the lack of a better word, broke the curse.
Without a member of the Griffin family to tie her to the earthly plane, her dark soul was released, and she could never return. So I was right. Look, Locum's right again. I called that how many chapters ago? So, everyone's safe now? Alexander, Skylar, the people at Hidden Grove, she can't hurt them anymore? No, she can't hurt you anymore either, or any children you might have. Children? That kind of implies I can go back. I thought my soul was stuck here. Stuck only because your body is too weak to draw you back, but if we pool our spirit energies, we can return you to the living world.
Or you can choose to stay with us.
And if I do, then your earthly body will truly die. The choice is yours, Lila. You saw him look around at the serene beauty of this place, at the loving women you've missed so much. That means I'll never see Skylar and Alexander again, right? Or your friends, yes.
You will be able to watch over them as we've watched over you, but no, you will have no more contact with the living world.
You think about them. Tough as nails, Grace, Peter, always making you laugh, smiling, Beth serving up the best burger in town, and Alexander and Skylar. I'll miss you, all of you, but Hidden Grove is my home now. It's where I belong. I think it is too. I want you to live your life, Lila. It's all I've ever wanted. But what? Is there something else I have to do? Your great-grandmother takes your hands, a curious smile on her face.
Not at all. You can return any time you want, but you can still spend time with us. I'd like to get to know you. And since I was the cause of all this, I want a chance to explain.
Spend time with your family. How does that work exactly? Oh, look. So I call this, remember, right? You guys have been listening to me long enough. At the ends of all these chapters. Hey, at least, in a way, Pixelberry just made heaven/hell/purgatory canon. It's now something that's a possibility. We never had that. We had paranormal entities and all this shit till now. You settle on the ground in a circle and turn to your great-grandmother, who's shaking her head. What is it?
I see so much of myself in you, Lila. Your eyes, your smile, but also your sorrow. And it hurts to know that I was the one who put it there.
She looks so sad. You don't want to upset her, but still, you need to know. You'd figure in purgatory you would no longer be bound by the physical limitations of your body, like needing a wheelchair. But why not? Great-grandmother, why? Why would you make a bargain like that? She lets out a long sigh, looks away, struggling to find the words.
Lila, you're such a strong woman. You can't really understand. I was so powerless in my marriage, my life, meek, wild, always afraid. Then I found an old grimoire with a spell promising me power beyond my wildest dream.
But it was a demon summoning spell. Did you even know what kind you were calling? That they demand different things, all of which are terrible consequences.
At that point, I didn't care. I'd have done anything to leave my old life behind.
So you signed the contract?
To my everlasting shame, I did. I was young. 30 years seemed eons away, but it passed much faster than I ever imagined. And when it came time to pay, I didn't want to give up the life I'd made, so I ran. But I swear I didn't know the debt would be passed on to my children and grandchildren.
I know. The entity told me she tricked you.
If I'd read the contract more carefully, this would probably never have happened. But I was just so desperate.
She still hasn't explained why she did it. She bites back a sob and you slide your arm around her, the trembling words making your heart ache.
I am more sorry than you could ever know. Can you ever forgive me?
I'd just like to know why you did it. I understand a thing or two about powerlessness, so yes, I forgive you. So do I. And I forgave you long ago. You turn to your grandmother. She smiles, looking not like the woman in the cherished family picture sitting on your nightstand, but closer to your own age. Nana, you look so young. Wasn't I a dish? I figured while looking over Hidden Grove, I might as well look as I did when I lived there. You laugh at your grandmother's saucy wink, feeling a pang in your heart. Hey look, the writers are using my words. Saucy. I missed you so much, Nana. And I missed you, Pumpkin. But I've been watching you. And I found your house in Hidden Grove. Of course. I didn't live in that cabin for long, but I got very attached to it. What? What do you remember about Alexander? Why not? I remember his beautiful brown eyes. He seemed so sad. In some ways, sadder than I was. It's part of why I lingered for as long as I did. I'm a sucker for the brooding, mysterious type. It sounds like you had a crush on him. How can you blame me? I knew Skylar's grandfather, too. Now, that was a strong, sexy man. Nana! Oh, please, he passed those looks down to his grandson, so don't act so surprised. Your mother stifles a laugh, her eyes sparkling with amusement. You never knew this side of your Nana, did you? No, because, the women in my life all kept dying, so I never really got to know them. No, and I kinda wish I didn't now, to be honest. You take a deep sigh, realizing it's time to talk to your mother, but there's so much you need to say, so many questions that you struggle to find the words. Mom, why didn't you tell me? Lila, you have to understand. That thing I spent my life running from, terrified that if I even talked about her, she would find us. I didn't want to scare you. The anger you've been holding in for so long flares. You close your eyes, take a deep breath, a calming breath. But I was scared all the time. I know, and it breaks my heart every day to think about how unprepared I left you. I never wanted that life for you, Lila, but because of my cowardice, I ended up giving it to you anyway. She gulps back a sob and reaches for your hand. I'm so sorry, Lila. I hope you'll forgive me one day, but if you don't, I just want you to know how much I love you. Those words you haven't heard in so long. The sorrow in her voice. The grief you've been fighting back spills over, and you throw your arms around her and whisper into her shoulder. I love you too, Mom. You pull back, wiping away tears from the back of your hand, and look from your mother to your grandmother to your great-grandmother. There they are. The three women who, for better or for worse, shaped your life. You shake your head to dispel the lingering sorrow. I should get back now. Skylar and Alexander are probably worried sick. But I'm so grateful we got to talk. I feel like I understand you better, Mom. And great-grandma, too. Thank you, Lila. It's been an honor to meet you. And Nana? Yes. Keep that naughty mind to yourself. Not a chance. Laughing through tears, you rise to your feet, pulling them all in to a long hug before stepping away with a bright, genuine smile. Before you go, I want you to know how brave you are, how proud I am that you're my daughter. We promise to keep an eye on you and cheer you on. All of us. You spend time connecting with your mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. Thank you. Now I'll feel better when things get tough, knowing you're looking out for me. Yeah, they're looking out for you, but they can't do anything to assist you. I'm just saying. So, how do we do this? Here, take our hands. Linked together in a circle with your loved ones, you wait patiently for the magic to start, and wait, and wait. Nothing's happening. You're still in so much of a hurry, Lila. Be patient. It starts with a slow, soft glow in your great-grandmother's hands, threading through your grandmother's fingers, and then your mother's, and then to you. A tingle of bright energy winds up your arms. Light sparkles before you. The smiling faces of your flawed but beloved family fade away. We love you. Velvet darkness descends. We always watch over you. And then your mother's voice, soft as a caress in your mind. Goodbye, Lila, my beautiful daughter. You feel the whisper of a breeze across your skin, hear sparrows chittering in the distance, inhale the pungent scent of summer green grass, and know that, without a doubt, you're alive once more. Is she breathing again? Lila, can you hear me? You sit up with a gasp, wincing as pain shoots through your body. Oh. Wolf, she's tipping over. Out of the way so I can catch her. You feel a pair of arms frantically propping you up while someone else takes your hand. You blink once, twice, and Alexander and Skylar's worried faces come slowly into focus. Oh, thank God. You scare the crap out of us, Lila. Skylar tries to pull you into his arms just as Alexander does the same, and you end up tightly held between the two. We could not hear your heart, and we thought you were dead. I think I was, sorta. You look from one to the other, their faces pale, creased with worry. You choke out back a sob as your jumble of emotions overwhelms you. I want to tell them both how I feel, blah, 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 blah. Why not? Ignoring your stinging, wounds, aching muscles, you reach up to cup their cheeks. But I'm okay, really. And if I haven't told you before, I need to say it now. I love you so much, both of you. Skylar gulps, his expression softening. Alexander lets out a small sigh, and their arms come around you, laughing and sobbing and jostling each other as they try to pull you closer. I love you too. As do I. When I thought you were gone, I'm alive. That's all that matters. You may be alive, but you're a mess. Wow, thanks. What the rather indelicate wolf means is your injuries are extensive. You look yourself over, cringing at the livid bruising dotting your arms, legs, you roll your neck, and all your muscles scream in protest. We gotta get her to a doctor. No, we cannot move her. Not until we've fully assessed her injuries. And yet you've been moving me this entire time. Hey, I don't need to see a doctor, and there's nothing to assess. I'm fine, see? You brace yourself on your hands and start to rise, but let out a hiss of sharp pain as it shoots through your chest. Nope, you're not going anywhere. Lila, sit back down and allow us to take care of you. What are you gonna do? You look at their concerned faces, realizing exactly how worried and serious they are. I know I'll be fine, but if it makes them feel better, maybe I should just let them have their fun and tend to my wounds. Let them check you over. Let's see how far this goes, but... yeah, moving on. Finally, some sense. Nah, just... But as you're turning towards him, searing pain shoots across your chest. Lila, you mustn't move. Here, lie back slowly, that's it. Skylar eases you down as Alexander clucks over your various cuts and bruises. Play the damsel in distress, tell them to tone it down. You brush them off with a casual laugh. Seriously, you're overreacting, though it is nice watching two strong, fierce, supernatural creatures fussing over me like a couple of mother hens. Lila, despite how amusing you find this, that cut on your head is quite serious. You should lie still for a time whilst we tend the rest of these wounds. But all I need is a quick rest, and no. Double no. Okay. With a resigned sigh, you settle back onto the grass. Skylar balls up his jacket and places it under your head. There's a stream near here. I'll make a cold compress. As Skylar rushes away, Alexander carefully lifts your dress, cringing at the sight of the nasty bruise on your ribs. He guides his fingers gently across it, and you sigh. I like that. Minx. I'm sorry, what now? Still, one of your ribs might be broken. I think I should wrap them. With what? Pretty sure none of us brought bandages. I will improvise. With a grin, he removes his coat before whipping off his shirt. As he begins to tear the shirt into strips, you let your eyes wander across his deliciously toned abs. Are you enjoying yourself? Immensely. Skylar returns, and you're surprised to see he's shirtless too. He wrings the water out of his shirt and dabs it to the cut on your forehead. Oh, I want all my doctors half naked from now on. I think that can be arranged. Alexander finishes wrapping your ribs and glides his fingers gently, almost teasingly, across the bandages. How does that feel? You stretch a little to test the muscles. Much better. How exactly do you wrap with a shirt ribs? I'm just saying. Not to be outdone, Skylar brushes the damp shirt down the length of your cheek. How about that? You close your eyes, reveling in the soft, caring touch and the feel of the cool, wet fabric on your hot skin. That's pretty good too. Though I'd really like if you kiss the pain away. Like this? He gently presses his lips to the purple bruise on your arm, and you sigh. Oh, definitely like that. I believe these are in need of some attention. He lifts your hand and brings your knuckles to his lips, his tongue gently lapping away the pain. I like that. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it if he gives her a little bit of blood she would heal faster? Just saying. A cut on your head is beginning to bleed again. Skylar, the claw? Skylar hands it over and begins to massage the tendons in your ankle, working his way up your calf. It's a sore spot and you flinch. Sorry. Wolf, try to contain that animal nature of yours. Now is not the time to play rough. How about you stop lusting after her blood? I know that look. You totally want to lick the wound clean. Not again. You sit up, desperate to stop the fight before it even begins. Hey, remember me? I'm the injured party here, and, Lila, we're just kidding around. You look from one to the other, shocked to see the amused grin on Skylar's face and the humorous arch to Alexander's brow. Can't believe it, you two have finally developed a sense of humor. I think that I've always been funny. It's the bloodsucker who's short in the laugh department. I assure you, Wolf, I have an excellent sense of humor. I simply express it in a more dignified manner. I think the word you're looking for is stuffy. But all kidding aside, all we care about is that you're safe and sound and alive. You sigh in relief and prop yourself back on your elbows. Now, I'm happy to report that Lila Griffin is alive, well, and here for the long haul. They exchange startled looks and turn to you, eyes wide. Here, does that mean what I think it means? You are staying in Hidden Grove? Dude, you haven't even explained anything that happened to them, have you? I'm just saying. You pause a minute, glancing from one hopeful face to the other. Let them off the hook, tease them a little, let them off the hook. Of course I'm staying. The entity's gone. I don't have to run anymore, and then there's the two of you. You cup their faces in your hands, your cheeks aching from the smile on your face. Even death couldn't keep me away from you. We should have got a choice in that, by the way. Skylar lets out a whoop and flings his warm arms around you, followed by Alexander, their enthusiasm jostling your still aching body. Ow! They both spring away, comically apologetic looks on their faces. Sorry. Are you alright? Did we hurt you? I'm fine. But you know what I'd like to do right now? Skylar grins and quirks his eyebrow. I can think of a few things. Not that, horn dog. I want to go home. A bath. Sleep for like a week. Yeah, that's probably a better option, considering. And I'm certain Peter has some face salves that will fade these bruises of yours. Come, I shall carry you. Get in line, bloodsucker. Lila rides with me. I ride solo, thank you very much. Now, let's get going. Coming back from the dead's given me quite an appetite, and I know where Peter hides the chocolate. A few weeks later. You're dragging the last of your bags down the stairs of the B&B. You plop them down in the lobby as you absently rub at the still aching muscles in your arm. That's it. I guess it's time to... Lila! Why didn't you leave the bags to me? You're still recuperating. I told you a million times, Greenwood. I'm perfectly fine. When did we start calling him Greenwood? That purple bruise on your head says differently. He looks at the pile of luggage and his shoulders droop. He lets out a long sigh. I can't believe you're abandoning me. You'll get over it. A little dramatic, don't you think? I'm gonna be just down the road. I know, it's just I'm gonna miss you, Lila. I'm gonna miss you too. But I'll be back for afternoon tea. Promise? Promise, but only if you serve that, shortbread. I thought it was my fancy chocolates you liked. Don't think I haven't noticed you sneaking boxes into your room. Guilty? At least you admit it. But when you come for our weekly tea spilling sesh, I'll be sure to have a large selection out for you. It's a deal. Peter pulls you into a long hug. You hear him sniffle, and then he steps back, all business. Okay, let's start packing the car. That's, that new home of yours isn't going to style itself. After several hours of hard work, you look around the newly restored bedroom of your grandmother's cabin with a deep sense of satisfaction. The dust is gone, the holes are patched, you've even polished the wooden walls to a shine. It really does feel like home. Now all I have to do is unpack. But as you're pulling clothes out of your bag, your framed family photo slips out of a pile of sweaters onto your bed. You hold it up, fighting back tears as you give it a long, slow look. I'm glad I got to see them one last time. Despite everything they did, or didn't do, getting to hug them and tell them I love them, it was a gift. I can finally let go and live the life I've always wanted. No more running, no more sacrificing love to save myself. I can care about someone now. You rub your thumb across your mother's face and sigh. Without even realizing it, you spoke aloud. I'm still mad you never warned me about the entity, Mom, but since I got to hear your side of it, I'm starting to understand. You were doing what you thought was right to protect me, and now that I know that, I think I'm willing to let it go. You're startled out of your reverie by a sharp knock on the door.
You thought you could get rid of me?
No, I'm just kidding. Some of you are probably going, what? Anyone home? You place the picture lovingly on the dresser and open the door, grinning at the sight of Alexander and Skylar, juggling bags of groceries and some heavy-looking boxes. Wolf and Bat movers at your service. Bat and wolf movers, if you please. Does it matter? Laughing, you take a quick moment to admire the lean flex of the muscles across Alexander's chest as he carries an impossible number of bags, and the bulge of Skylar's biceps as he balances a box on his hip. Then, Skylar brushes past you, looking around at the boxes and luggage yet to be unpacked. Where do you want these? Anywhere. It's gonna take a while to get this place. But when you look back at Alexander, he's standing sheepishly on the porch, and you realize, oh, you can't come in unless I give you permission, can you? I cannot. But you've been in this house before. Yes, but as you are now the official owner of record, I require an invitation. Teasing. I'm doing it. Arch an eyebrow and tap a finger against your chin, feigning indecision. I'm gonna have to think about this. Skylar, should I invite Alexander in? If I rely on the wolf's opinion, I say let him in. If you don't, he's just gonna mope on the porch all night. Can't have a mopey vampire. Alexander Hyde, I formally invite you into my home. A radiant smile blooms on his face, and then, to your surprise, he gives you a deep bow. Thank you, Lila Griffin. Fancy. It is an important occasion. It deserves to be treated with formality. And old vampires love formality. Okay, let's get down to business. Skylar, can you grab the groceries? You're on kitchen duty. On it. Alexander, those boxes over there are my books. Mind putting them on the shelves? It would be my genuine pleasure. Why am I not surprised Dracula is all over the books? Likely the same reason I am not surprised the ravenous wolf is dealing with the food. As they start the unpacking, you watch the good-natured bickering between them and realize that you're not the only one who's moved on from the past. Well, that and the entity can't keep stoking the fires of BS between them. They've grown so much in such a short time. They mended a centuries-old rift, fought together as a team, and somehow they actually seem to become friends. It may have been a hard road, but the silver lining has made it all worth it. Hey, slacker, get back to work. All right. I'm gonna ask Skylar to move some furniture. You tap Skylar playfully on the shoulder. Hey, give me a hand with this table. I want it by the window. Done. But instead of taking an end, he gently ushers you out of the way and grabs the whole thing, lifting it over his head with a cocky grin. Show off. You have him shift it back and forth a couple of times, and when you're satisfied, he stands back and lets out a deep sigh. What's wrong? Did the big, strong wolf pull a muscle? No, I'm just thinking about how all this has really put things into perspective for me, you know? In what way? Well, Ever since I became an elf, I've carried the burden on my shoulders, this belief that I always had to be the protector. But since you've come into my life, I'm finally realizing that I don't have to do everything on my own.
I'm sure Grace will be happy to hear that.
Oh, yeah, she's been coming into her own these past few weeks while we've been dealing with the entity. I'm really proud of her.
And proud of you for letting go of your control freak side.
I know. And I promise I'm going to stop doing that with you too.
Well, I hope you'll still be my protector.
Always. Not that you need it, though. Watching you face the entity, you are amazing.
I am a lot tougher than I look.
Don't I know it? Not to mention brave.
You circle his waist with your arm and rub your nose playfully to his. Tell me more.
How about beautiful, bold, brazen, best?
Best what? He smiles and presses a tender kiss to your forehead.
The best fated mate a werewolf could ever ask for. I think the people in Alpha 2 would disagree with you.
I love you, Skylar Hemming.
Ditto.
That's it?
Not even a little bit. I plan on showing you how much I love you each and every day for the rest of our lives. We get to do both. Help Alexander with the books. You walk over to Alexander, finding him sifting through a box, his forehead wrinkled in dismay.
How's it going over here? Lila, I don't mean to criticize, but your book collection leaves much to be desired.
Why, is it a bunch of romance novels? His expression is so earnest you have to bite your lip to keep from laughing.
Well, I heard a rumor that someone in town has a whole room full of books. Perhaps they could help me out. You need only ask.
He brushes his lips against yours for a slow, soft kiss and then lets out a deep sigh and looks away.
What is it? Only that I have spent so many years burying myself in my castle and my books, that painting myself the villain to any who came near, that I lost sight of who I am. Alexander, that's something I can help you with. You already have. How? By dragging you into the middle of my evil demon cage match? There's nothing like a near-death experience to make one take stock of one's life, and that is exactly what I have done. When you came to Hidden Grove, it made me realize that I have only been going through the motions, and I no longer want to spend my immortal life in self-imposed exile. How do you want to spend it, then? I don't want to spend it. I want to share it with you. He tenderly brushes away a strand of your hair, his eye searching your face. Is that something you would like as well? You wind your arms around his waist and press your lips to the curve of his throat. An eternity of Alexander Hyde. I can't think of a better life plan. I love you, Alexander. And I you, Lila Griffin, more with every passing second of my immortal life. After all the boxes are unpacked and your things are put away, you stand back surveying the state of your new home. Pretty good, right?
I did a pretty good job moving the table, that's for sure.
Oh, you moved a table. Hey, listen, have you cooked anything, Mr. Ravenous Wolf?
I believe she is appreciating my curation of her book collection.
I appreciate all of it.
You smile at them, and then suddenly there doesn't seem to be much left to say. Skylar clears his throat. I guess we should get going and let you get some rest, right, Lila?
Indeed. I suspect you'll want some sleep. It has been a long day.
You purse your lips, glancing from Skylar and Alexander, not sure if it's fair to ask them to stay, but
I don't know if I want them to go. I want someone to celebrate my happily ever after with.
I'd rather you both stayed a while. Or the other choices. How about a little nightcap first? But let's see how far this goes or what happens. Just remember to please support the content. Thank you. Otherwise, let's go.
I would be glad to.
Same. Not like I have anywhere I gotta be.
Settled then. Have a seat and let's talk.
Alexander and Skylar shared a look of dawning suspicion. Am I correct to believe that that is your human code for a serious conversation? Good question, Lila. Do you mean talk, or do you mean talk? The second one. I think it's high time we hash all this out. This being... You swirl your hand in the air between you. This, all of us, together, not in the bedroom kind of way. I'm talking about an open, honest relationship between the three of us. I love you both, and I don't want to choose. But the two of you need to want it, too. I'm not going to force you into something you're not comfortable with. They exchange another look, but this time their gazes bounce off each other. Skylar scratches the back of his neck and clears his throat. Well, I'm not going to speak for Batman here, but I love you, too, so... since the moment I saw you at the full moon. And I guess you know Alexander's not so bad. Nor are you quite as mangy as I've painted you. Alexander turns to you, his heart in his crimson vampire eyes. Lila, I love you deeply, and you know that, and I too can admit that I have evolved. We all have. And in these past few weeks, I've proven anything. It's that the wolf and I work well as a team, in all ways. Okay. That went better than I thought. Yeah, but no guarantee this thing can work in the long run. But you're willing to try? He glances at Alexander, who is staring at Skylar with a wry smile on his face. Yeah, sure, why not? I, too, am willing, as long as he does not shed his fur all over me. I'll have you know I brush my coat on a regular basis. Hey, settle down. You plop down on the couch between them, slipping your necklace off as you grin impishly from one to the other. Let's see if you can both kiss me without getting into a fight. Skylar, you first. A triumphant smirk, Alexander. Skylar tips your face to his, capturing your mouth for a slow, sensuous kiss that takes your breath away. How's that? Very nice. You turn to Alexander, who's watching you through narrowed eyes, but instead of jealousy, you see arousal. I believe I can do better than that. He cups your jaw, pulling you close. The kiss is light at first, teasing, warm, but quickly turns to flame with his touch of dominating possessiveness that always makes you moan. There. I believe I have won this round. The hell you have! Skylar leans in to playfully nip your ear before his sharp canines run a hot trail down the length of your neck. Goosebumps cover your skin, and you loll your head back against the sofa. You hear a sharp from Alexander as his competitive nature takes over. He cups your breast, swirling his fingers around the peak before trailing them down your belly to the V between your legs. Yep. We did the thing with the thing. Anyway, yeah, I can't show you because, you know, you two. Later, you're spooned together, your body sweaty, your muscles limp. You puff a laugh and glance from one to the other. What's the look for? Just wondering. About? Do you think... I'm not asking that second one. Let's go with the first one. It'll always be this good. Are you asking us if we'd ever get bored? Well, I know you both have a lot of experience playing the field. Lila, there will never be anyone for me but you. Same. Well, all of us together like this, there's a lot more to explore. I don't think I'd ever get tired of it. Nor I. Good, because I'm going to be around for a while. Define a while. You shrug and give them a mischievous grin. Maybe forever. Skylar tips back and his head and playfully howls as Alexander grabs a glass from the nightstand and raises it. To forever. To Lila. To forever with Lila. Your laugh is loud, genuine, and originating from deep in your heart. You crash your lips to Skylar's, then Alexander's, and take the glass from his hand. To love and all its happy ever afters. From the entire Bitten team, thank you for playing. We hope you enjoyed exploring the supernatural alongside Alexander and Skylar. Hey, Pixelberry. Yeah, no, first and foremost, before I say what I gotta say, if you did enjoy, please, again, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You didn't miss much at the end there. It was the usual. But I will say the following. So, we've come to the end of another book, right? And I typically in the past have always been kind of sentimental at the end of these, and I've been like, man, we've come to the end of another book, and this is a good thing, right? So, while I still believe in that, I'm just wishing there was better. So, I predicted this happening, right? I predicted this happening. While it had a better villain than, for instance, like Blades of Light and Shadow, um, it just the plot hole, the plot armor, it pretty much I called it. I called it. If you guys ever listen to the ends of my videos, I called it. And you know, I just there's so much writing potential, especially as a person who a lot of you may not know this, but I used to write stories. Not of the caliber of choices level, I'm gonna be honest with you. But something that's one of the reasons why I'm able to predict a lot of the things that Choices is going to write. That's why I just turn my nose up some of these stories lately, because they're just not quality writing material. And the reason why I say this is one perfect example is at one time we had Endless Summer, we had Hero. Remember, we were going to cross those two, together, and they were going to be canon and they were going to be connected and all this other stuff. Yeah, no, that never happened, right? And it was a universe that we were going to build on. Then we got Bloodbound and we got Nightbound. Well, we're going to cross them for a quicksand, and we're going to cancel Nightbound, and we canceled Nightbound real quick, and then Bloodbound went on for one more book, and then that was it. We keep making these universes for a quick second and being able to look at them, and then completely and utterly shattering them and going, nope, have a nice day. Most Wanted was a perfect example. It was something that a lot of you, when you listened to me talk about what they could have done and everything, it enthralled a lot of you. It made a lot of you go, ooh, that sounds great. And it was something that expanded well beyond that one book. And it was one of the things that kept the writers going, oh yeah, we're going to bring Most Wanted too. And they never did it. Like, we keep getting, and we all wanted it, and we all needed it, and it was something that would have been made this app even more successful, and they just keep tripping up and falling and just failing. And you can't say, well, the writers that were working on that left. Okay, the writers that were working on it left. You couldn't have gotten new writers? You couldn't have got better storyboarding. You couldn't have tested things out with a control group. You couldn't have, you're telling me that there's no writers out on that in this planet of 8 billion people that could have came in and be like, okay, so this is what we have so far. What would you like to contribute to this? Like, you can't do that? How many people are out there that would love to storyboard with choices? I am one of them. I've been doing this for as long as this app has existed, and I've been doing stories longer than choices even existed. Okay? So I just want you to realize that. That's one of the reasons why I'm able to call on what they're going to do and what they could potentially do in the whole 9 yards. And at one point, I really, really, really had a lot of heart and soul and thought and potential in this app, and they drove it right off a cliff. Don't get me wrong. Who they're invested with now could make this app really good, and they could turn it around. They could turn it around. Like, we've got new visuals, we've got new music, we've got a lot of new things, and they could turn it around. You just need the storyboard people. You just need the people who are willing to work together and be creative and not go for cheap sales. Quality over quantity. It's that simple. Romance Club does it. That's why we all love Romance Club. There's a lot of other apps doing it. Why can't you? I don't understand. I'd rather Choices go on a hiatus and literally come back in like a month or two with some decent hard content that goes hard than just this crap that we're getting. Anyway, again, Bitten, I give it a 50. I give it a 50 out of 100. That's the best I'm giving you. I'm not gonna lie. It's in the middle. It could have gone a lot better, and yes, it could have gone a lot worse. So, anyway, thanks again for watching. Love your beautiful faces. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.